Hey everybody, this is Susan Kohanek, and this is the first video in a series of videos that I'm going to create in order to highlight specific technology tools that will help support assessment, differentiation, and the 4 C's: creativity, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking. Each tool may not support all 6 of those elements, but each tool will support at least one of those. And I will try to highlight what it's especially good for, when I'm going over the particular tool. And so the tool for today that I want to talk about is Padlet. So if you are interested in using Padlet, it's easier to just kind of look at it first. So you just go to padlet.com. And I'm already logged in. If you keep the free version of Padlet, then you are limited to 3 Padlets. So that's important to know. It's not a big deal for me. I teach high school, so I can use the same Padlet for all sections of one prep, in this case, American Lit. You can always upgrade if you're interested in spending money. You can click the upgrade tab and it'll give you an overview as to what will be your benefits should you decide to upgrade. But for now, we're just going to look at the free version. And what's really cool is if you want to make a Padlet from scratch, it gives you all these different options. You can choose the layout where you can do a wall. You can do canvas, where you can it's more like a graphic organizer, streaming, which is just linear top to bottom, grid, and you can rearrange things to match whatever topics. The shelf and back channel. I actually have a tool that I like to use called back channel chat that I'm going to look at in a later video. So I'm not going to talk a lot about the back channel option in Padlet. I was just going to show you some Padlets that I have used. Padlets are basically they're a virtual bulletin board. So let's say that my students are making videos. In this case, they made digital literacy narrative videos, and I want them to have a place where they can share their videos so that they can watch each other's videos and they can make comments, they can create likes or dislikes, that sort of thing. So this is an example of the digital literacy narrative bulletin board, and you can see where my students have posted links to their videos so that their classmates can see these. And you can scroll up and down. I have approximately 90 students, and it was optional as to whether or not they wanted to share them. So that's why there's only a handful here. But it's just important and really cool to know that you can provide this option. So when you're in your dashboard and you want to make a Padlet, in this case, let's say I want to recreate that digital literacy narrative. I just want a place where kids can share what they have created. So I like the wall, so we'll just pick it and we'll click select. And it's super easy to create a Padlet. It walks you through it. You can give it a title. You can give it a description. You can pick your wallpaper, and there's lots to choose from if you click on more. You can pick a theme, a post color, font style, and it'll change everything up here. You can add a little icon if there's a picture, and you can see it changed over here. If you want to make sure that your students are displaying their name above each post, you can turn that on. You can choose where new posts appear. You can do a profanity filter. You can let students comment on each other's posts. They can grade, star, upvote, or like each other's posts. You can tag it. And you also down here have the end part of the web address. You can see it's up here in the bar. So once you make your choices, you'll click next. And then you decide how you want to share it. You can make it completely private so that no one can see it on the internet. You can give it a password, which is generally what I do. I'll give the kids the code to get to the Padlet, and then I'll give them the password. But that way it's not visible just by anybody who happens to stumble across it. You can make it secret, and you can make it totally public. So those are your choices. You can also control what people can do. Can they only read? Can they write? Can they moderate? I like to give them the ability, obviously, to write. You can add people as contributors. You can remake, you can moderate. There's just lots of different choices. I usually keep it really simple. And like I said, once you share this, actually I said share the code, but the easiest thing to do is when you click on the share button, you can, like I said, there'll be a password, but you can also share it via a QR code. You can copy a link to the Padlet. What I usually do is I actually embed I do the embed code on my class website so that students can see it without actually having to open it. But you can see that you have other options here. And then, of course, you also have the option to print, to save once everybody's done sharing whatever it is that you've asked them to share. So once kids have the code, they click, they'll get this option, and then you can see where they can do pictures, they can do attachments, they can upload, they title their post, they write something, and then you can see all the options. They can draw, they can add a location, they can even do a quick little screencast, a voice recording. There's just a bunch of different options that kids have. If they don't like what they did, they can easily delete it, and you always have that option as well. So that is the basic overview of Padlet. It's one of my favorite tools to use. Obviously, it promotes collaboration and communication. So that's 2 of those 4 C's. I think it also promotes assessment, and that it's a quick way for a teacher to sort of collect a bunch of different artifacts or pieces of assignments from students and sort of quickly look at them. Let's say your kids are doing a research paper and you wanted them to share their thesis statements with each other and give feedback, for thesis statements. Let's say you wanted to do a math problem and have them share their answers and then give feedback on their answers. So always those types of assignments are going to support assessment, collaboration, and communication. And not to say that you won't also be able to include differentiation, critical thinking, and creativity. It's just that you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to hit assessment, collaboration, and communication. So I hope you enjoyed this and found this helpful, and I will see you next time. Thank you.